Primos y primas, queloque, welcome, bienvenidos to the Dear God, Are We There Yet, the podcast con tu prima favorita. Soy Alicia Sanchez, and yes, this podcast is bilingual, empowering social good one conversation at a time, sharing weekly insights and inspirations from people adding their magic to make this world a better place. Whether you want to learn more about volunteer travel, being more socially conscious, or you love a good conversation that breaks down barriers while evoking pasión and emoción, this is the podcast for you. Grab a cafecito y vamos a hablar. Primos y primas, queloque. So, how are you guys liking our episode so far? Bueno, this is going to be the third episode before, and this will be a full episode, of course. I'm going to try my best because I like to keep things short and sweet porque yo te conozco, yo lo conozco a ustedes. Ustedes además ponen play, and I see the analytics. If you don't think I'm watching, but the analytics say you don't stay long because humans don't have an attention span. I wonder why. But I hope you guys enjoyed the last the mini introduction podcast episode, and then the second one with Paula, amazing author. I'm going to be doing a giveaway this month with her books, but I want to talk about something that, like about life and people's energies. And, there's so much different energy, and I don't want to sound like a bruja or a witch or anything, but there's so many energies right now in the world. And I just want to mention this, because I like to talk to you guys. Así, hablando con ustedes. So I put my video on Dear Dominicans. Shout out to you guys. Dear Dominicans. And this podcast is for you. Go check out that video. It's on YouTube. It's on Instagram. Pero déjame decirte algo. Somebody sent me a message. You can go on there and see it for yourself, to say that I basically don't have my history facts. And at first, And the reason why I'm giving you this example is because this is the energy that we have in this world. I'm not talking about just this energy, but energy with Karens and the Toms and whatever you want to call them. Just the energy in the world. There's so much different energy. How is my energy right now? I want to say that to you. Say that to you. Dear God, how is my energy right now? Like, sometimes with everything going on, we have this energy that we put out there, and we don't realize what we're putting out there. Are we putting out love, or are we putting out hate? Are we putting out anger, or are we putting out encouragement, empowerment, and motivation? So I'm going to give you two examples. Actually, I'm going to give you three examples. The first example is my YouTube. So I put this video, Dear Dominicans. Hello, Dear Dominicans. I talk about basically that Dominicans, we are Black. We have Afro roots in us. It is written, it's in the word. And I didn't talk about anything else in this video. I just talked about like you got to get it together. Like, come on, you got to help the Black Lives Matter movement, because we are a part of it. Imagine you walking down the street and you're Afro Latino and somebody's, tries to shoot you or take you in a chokehold, whatever. They don't care that you're Dominican. They don't care that you're Boricua. They don't care you're Cuban. They don't care. They're going to see the color of your skin. So my whole thing, that was my video. But the fact that this guy came on my YouTube, one, tells me that I'm doing something right. I'm speaking my mind. That's numero uno, okay? Number two is that there's information out there all over. And that's the energy that you put out there. Whatever energy you put out. Homeboy could have come on and be like, yo, prima, pero se te olvidó decir esto, you forgot to say this, or you didn't really highlight on that, or you should be more specific about this. I would appreciate that energy, because it's a learning moment, a teaching moment in every aspect, because we are always have to learn. Because I remember living in Dominican Republic, I got there, and in America, you don't learn history from the Caribbean. Yeah, you learn the Christopher Columbus, que él vino para allá y se quedó, lo que sea. But you don't learn deep rooted Caribbean history. You just don't. They don't teach it. They refuse to teach it. They don't want to get into it. And it's just like Black American history. Sometimes they, floss over it. They don't really go in it. So I remember being so naive and stupid over there, because I used to be not even stupid. I don't want to use that word because I don't want to degrade myself. That's, again, energy. That's the whole point of this podcast today. Dear God, what is my energy? What energy am I putting out there? And I was able to sit down and learn a lot. I learned about Trujillo and Balaguer. I learned a lot about our presidential leaders, and I really got into it, like, to a sense where I was like, are you serious? Dominicans are letting people do this, and they are paying, we have no infrastructure, and we don't have this, and da da da. And I started getting passionate, but the root of it was from learning, and it was a teaching moment and an educational moment all at the same time. And my whole point is, one, what is the energy I'm going to put out there right now with Black Lives Matter and anything that has to do with racism or any activist causes? It has to be a teaching moment from two-way street. You have to be able to educate and help people. And yeah, I read a lot of things that were like, do your own education, read your own thing. Yes, but sometimes people could read something, but guess what? They don't understand it. Tú puedes leer algo y tú a lo mejor no sabes esa palabra, tú no sabes lo que significa. That's exactly what it means. You don't know what it means. You don't know what, give me example. Boom, boom. Give me the origin of that word. The spelling bee, you know what I'm talking about. My whole point is that at first, but the Dominican side came out, my energy came out, was like, pero ven acá. Este tipo, he's coming on my YouTube, he's telling me that I don't have, but then I said, no, I want you to explain it to me, por favor, explícame. I want to know. And then I was a little sarcastic at the end because Dominicans, we have to be relajoso, we have to be a little bit funny. And if he has a good sense of humor, he'll get it. But that's not my point. I'm not trying to appeal to him. But it was a teaching moment in the sense that I want to know where he's getting his information, as that we are not Black, and in the sense that we have no Afro roots. Because the last time I checked in all of the history books, slaves came from Africa. Of course, they came from all different places, but this melanin skin does not come from the sun. So that's my first thing I want to talk about. What is the energy you're bringing to the table, or the teaching moment, and the things that's going on in the world? My energy, I had to come back, que le quería decir una palabra, and I didn't. And I said, no, why are you going to, no, I want to understand, where's he coming from? Is he going to respond? No, maybe not. Maybe he will. I don't care. The point is, one, it got his attention. So that means I'm speaking up. And I'm going to keep speaking up. And that's what we need to do. Our energy needs to come from a place of love, to speak up in what we believe in, and welcome other people to give us their perspective or their view. Because it's like any country. If you're born in the countryside of the US and you're born in the city, you have two different perspectives of life. One, you probably you took the subway, you took La Guagua, you got to school, blah, 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 PS59, whatever, if you went to New York, whatever. But if you're in the countryside, you're probably hucking and bucking and doing something else. You probably went on la bicicleta. You probably went on a horse. My whole point is your perspective of life is different. Perspective of history is different for other people. And this is why it's a teaching moment. And that's why you have to come. You have to check your energy. Check your energy. And I have to check my energy too, because I have a platform of a community that I have to be open-minded. But at the same time, I have to stand my stance. That's number 2, right? I had to check my energy. That was number 1. Tuve, ya me pasé. Number 2. So I had a great podcast guest, and we had an interview, and I'm not going to say her name, or I'm not going to say, what they do, whatever. But, at the last minute, they said that they wanted to pull the show. They didn't want to launch it. They didn't want to be in the podcast no more. And I appreciated why, because the topic we were talking about was very thick and heavy. And I don't know if she was really a Karen. She might have been she's not a Karen. I don't think she's a Karen, but you never know, because you just never know. But we are doing what we need to do. Check your energy, first of all. We are doing what we need to do is by activating this conversation about not just racism or Black Lives Matter, but about people, human rights, police, everything. All these conversations, Black creators, Black businesses, Black business owners, women, transgendered, lesbian, gay community, whoop, whoop, because I'm in the community too. So when you talk about that, I get a little sensitive too. But my whole point is, one, it made me feel good. Not that she took out her show. It wasn't that she took out her show. It made me realize that she is listening. And I checked my energy. Instead of saying, you should just put this out there because it's the truth and and bring in no. I realized, and I put myself in her shoes and how she felt as a Caucasian woman and everything that's going on. And she emailed me humbly, and she came from a place. And I know a lot of people I'm reading like, you shouldn't root for them and blah, blah, blah. No, I'm a human. Okay. I'm a human. And when people feel like that and they feel a certain way and at ease, I'm going to respect that. Again, check your energy, which is consideration. So I was able to say, no problem. You don't have to be in the podcast no more. Like, we will scrap that out. We talked about some heavy stuff like racism. We talked about certain other things. And again, perspective, because not every one person is bad and not every one thing is bad. It's not about that. It's about a cause, and it's about right and wrong. And that's what everybody doesn't think about sometimes when I see these things about all people matter. No, coño, pero ¿quién te dijo a ti que no, all people no matter? Like, really? Really? Like, really? No, we're not talking about that. That's not the part. That's not the point. So in this instant, I checked my energy and I was able to really go from a place, again, go deeper and say, you know what? I appreciate her. I appreciate her because she needed to be, this was a vulnerable moment for her. And I appreciate that she is listening, she is learning, she is asking questions, and she is coming back and saying, you know what? Maybe I need to do a little bit more work. So if she's listening to this podcast, shout out to you, because I feel that was brave, you know, and I didn't come back and I didn't combat her. I didn't go on my podcast and be like, well, I didn't do that, because again, check your energy. My last one I want to talk about is, y después yo te voy a dejar, because, you know, I like to keep these podcasts short and sweet because that's just the basis of it. That last one is that making a change comes from you in your home, and you got to check your energy with your family, your friends, your loved ones, your children. I cannot stress that. I keep talking about, I had an interview the other day, where I would love for you guys to go check out. The link is in my bio on my Instagram. I had an amazing interview, and, what was so awesome is that she really asked me the depths of what the volunteer community is. So if you want to read it, it's Wild-Hearted Feature. It was a Wild-Hearted feature on the blog. And it was an interview, and you guys can go, again, it's in my Instagram, link in bio. You can view it. But I literally said in there, like, no, I want to spread the word about changing lives, and through one conversation at a time, through volunteering and giving our time. And especially for parents, specifically, so that we don't raise little brats. I said that, like little spoiled brats, because little spoiled entitled brats that feel like everything is owed to them and they need to have everything this way. And, you know, like for my daughter, I don't want that. Like, I want her to know we got to give, we got to do this. We don't have, just because we might have the money for XYZ doesn't mean that you need to get it. Like, you don't need the latest Nikes or nothing. Like, you don't need that. That's not important. There are other things that are important. And later on, when we start to teach you about money and the fundamentals of saving and giving and, you know, all that other stuff. So it starts right at home, your energy. And that's something I have to check myself, because I'm very passionate about this community. I'm very passionate about volunteering. I'm very passionate about giving my time. Super passionate about that. In the sense that having these conversations that change lives is not just about, you know, how you doing? How's the weather? No, it has nothing to do with that. It's deeper than that. It's how are you feeling right now in this moment with your family? How are you adjusting? You know, like, what can I do? These are deeper things that I want to be able to do, share with you guys. And it's through home. And like I said in my introduction, I'm trying to do the little smallest things, from, you know, sustainability and saving food and going back to my roots of what, you know, when I lived in DR about light and water. My point is that change comes from you. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. It was very short. And until next time, we'll have another podcast. Next week, we have an amazing, amazing guest. And I'm a fan, because esta mujer, she's going to give you some golden nuggets that are super motivational. And yeah, if you're listening now to all the way in, I want you to tell me, what do you think about my baby's voice on the intro? And have you listened to the outro? Porque eso está chulo. All right, you guys, have a good one. Wepa! Thank you for tuning in. Show us your love and join the conversation on one of our redes sociales, social media. Leave a podcast review and be sure to tune in next week. ¿Y qué ahora? What's next? Check out our website and volunteer today. We have so many virtual volunteer opportunities, and remember, you can be a part of the change in a changing world. Hasta la próxima. Besos!